My Food Bag, Whoop. Gosh, there's so many options now, and we certainly have a lot of choice when it comes to what we're going to have for meals. And it's a topic that I get asked about quite a lot, whether these options are good for weight loss. Some of my clients, when they come to see me, they're already having these products and want to know if it's a good choice. I thought I'd quickly share my thoughts based on what I've observed over the years with clients who choose to use these meal delivery options, and also from my experience, because I've been a client of both of these companies as well. And I want to start by saying that quite often what I've observed with people is that when they come to see me for the first time and they are eating Food Bag, especially the Fresh Start, they're very surprised because they're not losing weight. And I think this is something I just wanted to clarify, especially if you're a client of mine, why that is the case. And you probably know. Unfortunately, although My Fresh Start is marketed as being reduced carb and a good option for weight loss, when you actually look at the macronutrients of these meals, it is actually a lot of the recipes are still really quite high carb. Now, if you remember from our appointments, in terms of how I like to look at a meal, it's not to say that you have to be extreme low carb or you can't have carbs, but what we want to consider is where the ratio of carbs is in compared to protein and fat. As you can see here, most New Zealanders eat carbs that are way too high. And what we want to do with weight loss is get our carbs lower than protein and fat. That's certainly the formula that I use in my meal plan, and it works really well. Now, I just had a quick look going through the websites last night for My Food Bag for the Fresh Start, and I wanted to quickly share some of the macronutrients for their recipes, okay? So remember, these are meals and recipes that are designed to be good for weight loss, okay? So one was a Greek beef and chickpea bowl with feta, salad, and hummus. Now, already we know just by the title that chickpeas, a bit more carby. Anyway, for one serving, 425 calories, that's pretty good. Protein, 37 grams, great. Carbs, 30, high. That is, I would consider to be, in my opinion, quite high for weight loss. Okay, so really that is too high in carbs. Another one, sticky Korean pork with broccolini stir fry and brown rice. Calories 393. That's okay. It's quite low for a dinner. I mean, I normally like to give my clients around 500 calories, but it's not too bad. But that has 35 grams of carb. The sun-dried tomato pesto chicken, that was good. That was a bit lower. The carbs were only 14. But out of the 5 recipes that I looked at, that particular one was the only one that had carbs that were lower than 20 grams. The smoking chipotle beef, that had 36 grams of carbs. So look, what I would say about these options is that it definitely is probably reduced carb compared to some of the other options, some of the other boxes. But if you have less than 10 kilos to lose, if you're on that kind of tricky 5 to 7 kilos, that is probably going to be too much carbs. Now, if you have, say for example, you've got 20 kilos to lose and you are somebody who's eating really badly, if you switch to this for your meal, would it work? I would say yes, definitely. So like everything, it depends on the person. However, I mean, most of my clients I certainly have some who have bigger amounts to lose, but a lot of my clients have less than 10 kilos. And if that's you, that's probably, in my opinion, a bit too high in carbs for good weight loss. I'm not saying this is a golden rule. There might be people who are eating it and still getting a great result, which is absolutely fine. But in general, what I see is when people are eating these meals, they are not losing weight. And Whoop, by the way, is the same. I had a quick look. They have a balance box, so they market that as being a bit, healthier. But the couple of meals that I looked at, one was a macadamia crusted chicken that had 28 grams of carb, and there was a Tex-Mex pulled beef that had 54 grams. So take the options, have a look, make a decision for yourself. I've been a customer of Food Bag in the past. I love the variety. I love not having to decide what to eat each night. The quality of meat is great. There are many pluses for, having been with Food Bag. Great for the family, but is it the best choice for weight loss? Probably not if you follow the recipes the way they are outlined. Of course, in a lot of them, you can just reduce the carb, give the carbs to hubby or the kids or whoever. That's always an option as well. But be aware that you probably should do that even with the Fresh Start meals. So look at by all means, if you like the product and you like the variety, that's awesome. But just take ownership of the calories. Look at that. And if you think the carbs are too high, make sure you adjust it so that you can stay on track.